वेलकम टू क्रिक वर्ल्ड स्ट्रेट अप यानी सीधी बात by Vijay and Prabhu.
Welcome to another episode of Cric World Straight Up, and thank you so much for joining us. How are you guys doing, by the way? Hopefully you guys are doing well.
So today we are talking about the recently concluded Women's Ashes Test, which was closely fought between Australia and England in Canberra.
And what a cracker of a game we had at Canberra.
Yeah.
Australia starting off with a very strong base with 337 for 9, with Manning hitting 93, 83 from Rachel Haynes. It looked like Australia were right on top, and then we saw England come into bat.
Yes, so England were initially had a big wobble. They had two of their openers being dismissed quite cheaply. But then Heather Knight kind of carried pretty much the entire English innings and ended up making 168 not out. Perhaps considered to be one of the top Ashes, Women's Ashes Test score, and literally played a captain's inning. She was, I think, ably supported by Sophie Ecclestone. Ecclestone made 34, and eventually they, I think, chewed up 105 overs and ended up at 297 all out.
Yeah, Australia got a lead of 40 runs, and they tried to consolidate from there. And Australia actually ended up with 216 runs, and then decided to declare, trying to make a match of it on the fourth day actually, and setting England 257 runs to win in 48 overs.
That's right. So it was actually pretty well poised at that time, and it seemed that Australia were confident to take all 10 English wickets. It so happened that English actually played very well. The first four batters, all of them got more than 30 runs. I think Heather Knight got 48, and at one point England were 218 for 3 in about 40 odd overs, and they needed 40 runs, 39 runs further to win the match, and it looked like that England was actually going to win the match. And it so happened that Nat Skyver got out. I think that she was the fourth wicket to get out on 218, and this was 40 overs, 40.5 overs or something. At that time, it still looked possible for England to win, and then the drama started. The drama actually came to a complete boil when further 5 wickets English lost, further 5 wickets in a matter of 5 overs. So at 45.5 overs, England were 244 for 9. So literally coming from almost a winning position to now almost looking at a complete defeat in the last couple of overs. So Australia needed 1 wicket and they had 2 overs. Somehow the English last pair managed to play them out. I think eventually bad luck came into play and the match was called off as a draw. What a match, and a classic advertisement for women's cricket.
Yes, you make a very good point, Vijay. Match for the ages, and I think the English managed to snatch a draw from a victory. Basically, there was no way for Australia, no way back for Australia, so it would seem. But as the Australians would never give up, and that's what happened. The English actually had to play out the draw last 12-15 balls, and I mean the match was absolute. Went down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the reason why we're covering this match is precisely because of 2 things. One is women's cricket actually required something like that as an advertisement, and what an advertisement that was. Brilliant game. There has to be always a winner or loser, but in cricket sometimes a losing draw can be celebrated. Like, if you remember, very recently we talked about the English men's Ashes series.
Yes, I would recommend applause for both the captains of England and Australia for trying to go for a win. Both of them tried to go for a win, one by declaring and one by actually trying to go for the runs. And yes, the shades of Sydney, where England were trying to stave off defeat, and they actually managed the last 2 overs to spare. and 9 wickets down in both Canberra and Sydney. So remarkable coincidence.
Absolutely remarkable, and really come to think of it, if you look at the big picture, this kind of matches will draw crowds to women's cricket.
So moving on, we just have some news in that 4 of the Indian team players have been affected by COVID-19. Shreyas Iyer, Shikhar Dhawan, Navdeep Saini and Ruturaj Gaikwad, and Manish Pandey has been called on as a replacement so far. So that's the update. And you've got some updates about the Under-19 World Cup as well?
Yes, so Under-19 World Cup is something that we will be covering for sure, at least for the final for sure. Yes, so India defeated Australia handsomely. India made 290 for 5 declared, I think, and Australia just about lost all of their wickets and lost by 96 runs. So the final will be played between India Under-19 team and English Under-19 team.
Looking forward to the India-West Indies series starting on the 6th, and of course the Under-19 final, which is coming up on the weekend, and we hope to join you again for a few more episodes to cover both those events. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I hope you had a great watch and you related with us and enjoyed with us.
Yes, and thank you for your continued support, and do remember to like, share and subscribe, and most importantly, leave some comments if you like.
The feedback is always welcomed and we look forward to it, and don't forget to press the link for the notifications, because that's when you will get notified every time we upload a new video.
Thank you so much, and see you next time.